Dozens of new devices to help with police transparency are already in use tonight. Good evening, and thank you for choosing NBC5 News at 6. I'm Craig Smolin.
And I'm Kristen Hosfeld. We'll have that story in just a moment, but first, breaking news. A wildland fire is burning right now near Selma, and several people are under a level 3 evacuation order.
That's right. We're getting new information in our ears at this moment. This fire is now estimated at 45 acres. That's up from 7 just about 20 to 30 minutes ago. The Oregon Department of Forestry says crews are responding right now to Redwood Highway and Gold Canyon Road to fight that now 45-acre fire. Yes, several structures are threatened and aircraft has been requested to help fight the flames. One lane of Redwood Highway, 1 mile north of Selma, is closed. Now,
we did get a few pictures sent in to us from viewers. You're taking a look at those, a live look at Selma. Workers at a Rays in Cave Junction also say people are gathering in the parking lot there. We're hoping to hear from someone who's working there at the Rays. We don't have them on the phone at this point, but we will try to get you the latest information as we get it.
That's right. We'll stay with NBC5 for continuing coverage of this breaking news. We do have a reporter en route, and as we said, we will have phone interviews for you in just a few moments as these details are still coming in at this time. And we'll have pictures and more information on KOBI5.com as well as KOBI TV NBC5 Facebook page.
Meanwhile, the Gap Fire in Northern California is still burning out of control. These are pictures of one of the 6 homes that has burned. Right now, the fire is more than 8,800 acres and 0% contained. Now, this shows you exactly where the fire is burning. It spread more than 3,800 acres overnight. And evacuation notices are still in effect tonight. That means people in the Scott Bar community have to be ready to leave if the fire shifts. A community meeting is being held right now at the Syad Valley Volunteer Fire Station. Crew leaders will tell families the latest conditions and update information on closures and evacuations. We'll have more from that meeting tonight on NBC5 News at 11.
And if you've been outside at all, you've probably seen the smoke from the Gap Fire in the Rogue Valley. That has health officials reminding you to stay indoors when the smoke is prevalent. It's simply the best thing you can do to protect your lungs. But if you're not sure how bad the air quality is, there are some tips to piece it together yourself. Take a look. If you can see clearly beyond 5 miles, air quality is generally good. If you can see 5 miles away but the air is hazy, the quality is likely moderate. If you can see under 5 miles, children and the elderly should stay inside. If under 3 miles, only healthy people should go outside for short amounts of time. And if under 1 mile, everyone should stay inside. We've also posted a link on our website, KOBI5.com, to check air quality. Now, outside of the smoke and haze, it is thankfully not so hot across the Rogue Valley. Meteorologist Adam Kolpak live with a first look at that forecast. Hey, Adam.
Hey, Craig, that is correct. And in fact, the air quality is still good here in Medford. We've got a west and northwest wind in the low levels. It's helping us clean out things, at least in the low levels. But we have the smoke aloft that's moving in from the south and southwest. Take a look at the maps. We can show you what's going on. Low levels, yes, the wind is out of the west and northwest. 12 miles per hour in Medford, out of the west at 9 for Ashland, northwest at 13 for Montague. Our temperatures, as Craig said, relatively cool for this time of year. 77 in Ashland, 83 Medford, 60s along the coast. And also you can see the plume of smoke that's been moving in from the south and southwest with the upper level winds out of the south and southwest, pushing the smoke and haze right over southern Jackson County. It's getting closer to Medford now. A lot of it is aloft, and it's going to continue in that direction as long as we have the southwest winds aloft, and that looks to be continuing tonight. Our temperatures are going to be falling down from the low 80s now into the 50s overnight tonight. And the temperatures aren't looking too bad in the 7-day forecast, but maybe even a slight chance for some rain. I'm going to have the full details in just a bit. Back to you.
All right, Adam, thank you very much. We do want to go back to our top story with that wildfire burning near Selma. We do have Melissa Cano from the Oregon Department of Forestry standing by on the phone. She's joining us with the latest information. Melissa, what can you tell us right now?
Hi, sorry, the reception is a bit spotty. Just want to warn you guys, we're out here, but the Gold Canyon fire is pushing 75 acres now. Fire is still spreading rapidly near the intersection of Highway 199 and Gold Canyon Road. They have shut down Highway 199 as of right now to all public traffic. There's a lot of fire traffic still trying to get through. Homes between Reeves Creek Road and Wild Park Lane are on a level 3 go evacuation notice, and crews are just trying to get through on Highway 199. So we're really asking that people just kind of stop and stay where they're at so additional help can get in.
Okay, so Melissa, what kind of terrain is this in? Is this pretty flat region? Is this moving along the valley floor?
No, Yeah, you have your mixed terrain there, so a lot of steep hills. Earlier we heard some of the crews saying it was burning up slope pretty quickly, so it's definitely not flat.
And this is obviously all developing quite quickly. You said level 3 evacuations. Is there anywhere where people are being directed to go at this point?
Because it is happening quickly, like you said, right now they're being directed to Ray's Food Place in Selma because that's a nearby safe zone, so they're headed that way right now. Seems like we are reaching out to Red Cross, and we'll hopefully make arrangements shortly because it is all under a quick time crunch. Other than that, we're asking that people just head in that direction, and we'll make sure to get them everything they need.
What type of equipment does ODF currently have fighting this blaze?
Well, it's a combination of several fire agencies in Jackson and Josephine counties, and collectively we have multiple aircraft in the air. I know a couple seats have been ordered as well as heavy air tankers. We definitely have 3 helicopters currently over the fire right now, as well as several ground crews. As structural protection is vital right now. Additional are on the way, especially to protect the area near Wild Park Lane.
It's been about 3 or 4 weeks since another fire was in Selma. I don't believe it was as many acres. Is that anywhere near the same area?
It is just down 199 from the last fire. You're right, just a couple weeks apart, but they don't look to be related in any way. It's just right down the road, though.
Okay. Melissa Cano with the Oregon Department of Forestry. Melissa, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Go for it.
And now workers at Ray's and Cave Junction are saying that people are gathering in the parking lot. You just heard Melissa Cano say that that's where they're sending people because this is all developing quite quickly. Now we do have Holly Padal who's joining us from Ray's. Holly, what can you tell us so far? What's happening there? What are people saying?
People are just pretty worried about their houses that live on Wild Park Lane. There's tons of people gathering here at the store. They're pretty much just standing outside watching the fire and the smoke and everything else.
So, Holly, is it right there in town? I mean, I know Ray's is right there on 199. It's visible from right there at the Ray's?
I'm sorry. I'm helping customers at the moment too. So, can you repeat that?
Yeah, no problem. I understand you're very busy right now. So, is the fire right there on 199? Is it that close to the highway?
53 something. Oh my God. Yes. I'm sorry. You guys, I'm really busy. I can't
Certainly.
really talk
No,
right now.
it's quite all right. We appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. We certainly can
Thanks.
imagine how busy you are right now.
Like she said, so many homes being evacuated in that area, and that's where they're all diverging. So we will continue to have the latest information for you here on NBC5 News, as well as on our Facebook, Twitter pages, and KOBI5.com.
Well, the cause of a fire that caused $1 million in damage to a warehouse in Klamath Falls is still unknown tonight.
An early morning fire destroyed a warehouse on Spring Street on Thursday of last week. The fire also caused considerable damage to neighboring businesses.
They're talking $100,000 cleanup and property damage. We started on the cleanup already, working with insurance on 2 vehicles. The rest of them are liability.
The building previously served as home to Klamath Boxing and Fitness and was sold to a new owner about 6 weeks ago. Investigators are reviewing surveillance tapes from the area, hoping to find clues as to what sparked that fire. New tonight, in a step toward transparency, Medford police officers and the people they encounter are now on camera.
Patrol officers started wearing the cameras a few weeks ago. NBC5's Cassie Nelson explains.
There's a new perspective when it comes to fighting crime in Medford. Corporal Josh Schilder is one of the 85 officers who have recently received body cameras.
And one thing is we will advise people when we're there, hey, you're being audio and video recorded.
So here's how it works. The camera will remain on standby, only activated when the officer makes contact with a person.
What I do is I just double tap basically the button right here, and you heard that beeping sound, which means the camera has been activated. I mean, it's just safe to say that the camera will be on a majority of the time.
Not all cameras are the same. Some are worn on the front of a uniform, others on an officer's shoulder or on their glasses.
They can be mounted to the lapel, there's a mounting system they have for that.
And when the officer is done, setting the camera on the charger automatically sends the footage to a server, which can only be accessed by certain administrators.
I really like the cameras.
MPD has been working to get the cameras for months. Corporal Schilder says it was worth the wait.
We have nothing to hide out here. Actually, I think it's great that people see what we're doing and see what we're dealing with out here. And actually on major incidents, I think it's a great tool to have so that people can see from the perspective of the officer basically what was going on at that time.
In Medford, Cassie Nelson, NBC5 News.
Cassie, thank you very much. Medford Police aren't the only agency taking advantage of the technology. The Jackson County Sheriff's Office and Ashland Police received their body cameras just a couple weeks ago as well.
And Medford Police says they're able to share the video that's uploaded to the server easily with the District Attorney's Office and other agencies. They say footage from high-profile cases such as murders will be kept forever. But according to state law, daily encounters that are captured must be deleted after 180 days.
A California man accused of sex trafficking in Medford will spend more than 3 decades behind bars. Court documents show 40-year-old Virgil Rucker sexually assaulted a 15-year-old girl in Medford in 2014 and promoted prostitution. He was found guilty in court last week, including rape in the first degree and sexual abuse. A judge sentenced Rucker today to 31 years in prison for his crimes. Defense attorneys for a Klamath Falls man charged with murder want to disqualify the DA's office from the case. Zane Skeen is charged with the 2013 murder of Larry Wayne Clark, who was found beaten to death in his home. Defense attorneys say the DA's office should be disqualified, as current Deputy DA Allison Martin briefly served as Skeen's lawyer before being hired to work for the DA. Prosecutors say Skeen conspired with Clark's ex-wife Carla Clark in order to split a $50,000 life insurance policy. Charges against Carla Clark were dismissed in August of 2015, though the state can still refile those charges. Skeen's trial is scheduled for January of next year.
Only on NBC5, a prominent Rogue Valley businessman is coming out against a measure on the ballot this November.
Measure 97 is a proposed corporate tax aimed at generating revenue for education, healthcare, and senior services.
Those in favor of the measure say it's a small number of affected businesses that will make a big difference in funding critical services. But the founder and chairman of the board for Lithia Motors says there are better ways to generate those funds.
I agree totally that those things need solutions, but there are better ways, not this way. This is so discriminatory against companies like ours.
Sid DeBoer says Measure 97 is not the way to generate additional revenue for the state of Oregon.
People do not understand that this is the largest tax increase and they're going to mostly pay for it.
As proposed, the measure would impact certain corporations by establishing a $30,000 minimum tax plus 2.5% on corporate gross sales over $25 million. DeBoer says for many big businesses, that cost will be passed on to Oregonians through higher prices, something he says they can't do.
Lithia Motors is uniquely public and cannot become a regular corporation that won't have to pay this. Only large C corporations will have to pay this tax.
DeBoer says many of Lithia's competitors may avoid the tax by becoming an S corporation, meaning the owner or the shareholders include the corporation's profits on their personal tax returns rather than the corporation itself being taxed as a separate entity. DeBoer says that puts them in a tough spot.
It would be almost $1,000 a car, and our competitors aren't going to pay it. Well, we can't charge our customers $1,000 more than the competitors.
DeBoer says a 0.5% gross receipts tax on all companies in Oregon would be a better solution.
And it would be a consistent revenue that wouldn't go up and down with earnings.
Something he hopes the state will consider if Measure 97 fails in November.
That would provide help for the schools and PERS and Medicaid and all the problems Oregon faces.
Whether a corporation is a C or S corporation is not public record, so it's unclear how many businesses would be impacted by the tax. But according to Vote Yes on 97, less than 1/4% of Oregon businesses will see their taxes go up.
And a Southern Oregon nonprofit is coming out against Measure 97. Southern Oregon Regional Economic Development, Inc., or So Ready, says, quote, "We believe that the economic consequences of ballot Measure 97's passage would do serious damage to the economic health of the communities we serve and their residents," end quote. So Ready's also hosting a panel about the measure and how it could affect local businesses. Sid DeBoer, as well as the president of a business advocacy firm and CPA, will participate. Seating is limited. You can visit our website, KOBI5.com, for a link to register.
In a special session this morning, the Jackson County Board of Commissioners picked Kevin Talbert to fill Senator Alan Bates's vacated seat. The board was tasked with choosing Bates's replacement after the senator representing Southern Jackson County passed away. The commissioners say the former SOU administrator was an ideal candidate to fill the seat until the November election.
We felt that Kevin Talbert didn't have any type of, he wasn't running for office at the time, and so he didn't have any political interest. So, and he's more than well qualified to be able to fill the position.
Talbert will fill the role in the state Senate until voters decide on a permanent replacement in November. Republican Alan DeBoer and Democrat Tanya Morrow are both running for the seat.
We now know who will be running for Peter Buckley's seat in the State House. Jackson County Republicans say they unanimously selected Steve Ritchie to run against Democrat Pam Marsh for District 5. Alan DeBoer was running as the Republican for that seat, but was nominated to run for Alan Bates' Senate seat last week. Ritchie owns Flame Inc. in Ashland, which designs fire sprinkler systems.
Nearly 150 middle school students will return to brand new classrooms this year. Cascade Christian middle schoolers will now do their learning here in a renovated wing on the second floor of Cascade Christian High School. In the past, they went to First Baptist Church on Crater Lake Avenue to learn, but the head of schools says they outgrew that space.
To be able to have new classrooms with light and windows and higher ceilings and good air circulation for middle school kids, all of that is just tremendous to us.
This space before was used for storage. Now it's equipped with 9 classrooms and gathering spaces for students. The more than $2 million project took all summer to complete.
The polls are tightening up as we near 2 months to go until the general election.
Why the FBI is concerned about voter hacking tonight and what states have already had problems.
But first, how children of military personnel are participating in their own special summer camp across the country.
Visit KOBI5.com for your latest news and weather. Plus, join the conversation on Facebook and Twitter. NBC5 News, your place